welcome back to my channel. So today's video is actually a pretty exciting video because it is the long-awaited and it's actually finally here, which is the how I film and edit my YouTube videos, because a lot of you guys have been asking me to make this video over and over again ever since my old video. First of all, I know I've been absent from YouTube lately, if you might realize. This how I film my video is going to be like a part 1-ish, because for the editing I don't go too super detailed because this video is going to take forever. So if you want a part 2, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. If this video get a lot of likes, I will probably do part 2 really soon, more about the editing and tips and tricks and stuff like that. This one is just like the basic stuff and some tips that I can give you guys. But anyway, I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Without further ado, let us jump into the video. First of all, before I make my video, I always do some plannings, just like every other YouTuber, because I'm sure planning is so important so you don't miss out stuff that you have planned. Like, I like to plan my videos whether it's on my notebook or in my laptop in the notes section. But mostly I would prefer my notes because I always have it around with me, because in my phone there is notes. So if there's like any specific ideas that pops out of nowhere, for example at my school, in the toilet, in the mall, or any place like that, I would just write it down, and so that I will not forget it. So honestly, in my opinion, the most hardest thing about planning is that you have to come up with a creative or even an original idea, because you don't want to copy others. So you want to be as original as possible. So one of my tips is think of the latest trend and think of any ideas that is specifically related to that trend. Yeah. Now into filming. So a lot of you guys have been asking me what equipment I use to film. So the equipment I use to film, the camera that I use to film, is the Canon 700D. I really love this camera because it's not cheap, it's really like suitable for people who are just starting YouTube. This camera is also already like really good. And my lens is the Canon EF 50mm f1.8. This lens is what makes my background blurry. If you want to know more detail about my camera and my lens, I have a whole lot of other video in that. I will link it down below if you are just wanting to check it out. And then my tripod, I use the Samita ST3560. For the tripod, I don't really know what exact brand is that. I just bought it randomly, and I used to use my dad's, but it kind of broke. I felt like every tripod is the same. Just try to get the strong one so your camera won't fall off, because the tripod is like the life branch to your camera. I'm not even making sense, hooray. Okay, so for voiceovers, sometimes I use my phone, because your phone can have a really great quality if you wanted a voiceover. But sometimes I use the MSI headphones, which is like MSI headphones. Probably if you are a gamer or if you love games and stuff, you might know what that is. It's basically a headphone, a big chunky headphone with a microphone in it. The microphone is actually really good. I use that because my brother has it when they are playing their game stuff. I don't get it, but I just use it, and surprisingly the quality is really nice. And the last equipment I use is my iPhone. My iPhone is an iPhone 6. I use it for my intro and outro right now. I'm using my iPhone and I put it nearby me so that my voice quality could be really clear and nice and loud, because if I use the camera, it will be like a bit echoey. This is when I use my phone. This is when I don't use my phone. So I thought, why not use my phone, because it has also a great quality. Okay, so an extra tip for filming is, first tip is to find and try a different angle until you find the right angle, because by finding different angles, your videos can have a lot of more variations to it and it will look nicer. Second tip is to put colorful things in your background so your video will not look as plain. For example, like if I'm filming a shot of my lamp or any of my book and the background is white, that doesn't look that attractive, because you want a pop of colors and some color sensation to your video. To make your background far away blurrier, stand away from the background. So my background gets more blurrier because I stand out of it. So basically how it works is that this is your camera, and for example, this is your background and this is you. And your camera is trying to focus it here. So if you stand close to the background, your camera is focusing both you and your background, so your background won't be blurry. But if you stand away from the background, your camera will only focus it to you and make the rest of it blurrier. So here I can't even reach it because I'm so far. There. My third tip, wow, stabilizer. You know, stabilizer can be somehow pricey, and I thought that, like, why buy an expensive stabilizer when you can use your tripod for it? So basically using your tripod for it can really like stabilize your video, but make sure you don't have a tripod that's like super heavy, because that's only gonna make you suffer when filming. Yeah. Okay, so editing. Tips and tricks for editing. Okay, for editing, the first step that I always do is, of course, remove my SD card from my camera, and then I will import them to my iMac because that's what I edit on. Then I will review my clip one by one and remove any unwanted clips that I do not want to put in my video, so that I will not get confused which one I want and which one I don't. Next, I will rearrange them the way I want it, and then I will mostly stabilize my clips because most of them is a bit shaky, and when stabilizing it can make them look more professional and just make it better. Again, as I said before, if you want more tips and tricks on how I created my transition or some things like that, because some of them I recreated myself, and if you want to know how that is done, thumbs up this video. Okay, so when I'm editing, I use the app Final Cut Pro. So the thing that I usually do when I'm editing is color correcting your videos, because honestly, color correcting can make such a huge difference to your videos, because it will make it far more colorful and just attractive and eye-popping stuff. So I go to the color correct section, and then I add my color correct, and then pick the mask tool, and then I just mask or select the parts where I want it saturated. So for this clip, I probably will saturate my background and some of my features a little bit so it can be more popping. And here you guys can see the difference, whether this is saturated and this is not saturated. It has a huge impact on your video. My next tip is to match your video to the beat of the music, because every time I make my intro, I always match my clip to the song or music that I use, because that way I can make it more ka-ching ka-ching, boom boom. Anyways, it will just make your video far way more attractive. So that is why for my intro I always pick an upbeat music, because I don't know, it just looks so cool. Third tips is using keyframe. Keyframe is really simple, and I'm sure most of you guys already know it. You can basically like move your text around, so it's really simple, and I'm sure most of you know it. Basically, to move an object or something like that, just use the tool keyframe, which is on the top left corner of your video screen. It's really hard to explain, just see what I'm doing here. So I'm just selecting it and then pausing the video and resuming the video and just move it around. It's really hard to show. Moving on to plugins, I usually get my plugins off of Pixelfilm Studios. Pixelfilm Studios is basically a website where you can get plugins, of course. Pixelfilm Studios have a lot of great transitions, effects, titles, and all those kind of stuff. Their price can be a bit pricey, but they tend to have a lot of sale, which is honestly a great thing, and it's amazing. That's all for the editing. I'm not going to go too detailed and specifically. Again, if you want more detailed video on that, comment down below which one do you want to ask me, and I will probably do a video on it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't. Also, you guys, we are 400 away from 2K, which is really amazing. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!